Hello friends, in this video we will discuss about optical isomerism. Optical isomerism comes under the category of stereoisomerism. So let us see what is optical isomers. Two or more than two compounds having same molecular formula, same structural formula, but different behavior towards plane polarized light. So we will understand what is plane polarized light. In ordinary light, this is my non-polarized light, polarized light, or we can say ordinary light. The electric field vector are vibrating or oscillating in all the possible direction. When it is passed into nickel prism, which is my CaCO3 calcium carbonate, then this non-polarized light is converted into polarized light. In polarized light, the electric field vector are vibrating in only one particular direction. This is my polarized light. So in optical isomer, they have different behavior towards plane polarized light. Means one isomer will rotate the plane polarized in one direction, and the other isomer will rotate the plane polarized in opposite direction. So let us see more about optical activity. Tendency to rotate plane polarized in a particular direction means the compound which can rotate the plane polarized in a particular direction will show optical activity, or we can say these are the compound which are optically active. The point is, if a compound rotates plane polarized in a clockwise direction, then it will be dextrorotatory, or if it is indicated by small d or plus sign. If compound rotate plane polarized light in anti-clockwise direction, then it will be levorotatory, or it is indicated by small l or minus. The instrument which is used to check and measure the rotation of a plane polarized light, or the compound is active or not active, it is known as polarimeter. So we will understand that phenomena. This is my plane polarized light. When it is passed into polarimeter, this is my instrument polarimeter. Polarimeter, we are having a solution. Then there are three possibilities. First, the light goes as it is, means no change in its direction. So it will be my optical inactive. If it is rotated in the right direction, that is my clockwise, this is my clockwise direction, then it will be dextrorotatory or D, and this will be my compound will be optically active. If it is rotated in anti-clockwise, like this, anti-clockwise, then it is shown by small l or minus. This is my levorotatory, and again the compound will be optically active. So if it rotates in clockwise, it will be optically active. It is shown by plus or small d. If it is rotating in anti-clockwise, again it is shown by L or minus, and it will be optically active. If no result, means if direction is not rotating in any way, then it will be optically inactive. The next point is chiral carbon. So what is chiral carbon? Carbon which is bonded to 4 different atoms or group, it is said to be a chiral carbon. we'll say example COOH, CH3, OH, H. So here carbon and all the 4 group attached to the carbon are different. So this is my chiral carbon. This is my chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon. Now chiral molecule. What is chiral molecule? A molecule having only one chiral carbon, then it will be always a chiral. There are 2 points in chiral molecule. The first is a molecule having only one chiral carbon, then it will be always a chiral. You can see here example COH, OH, H, CH3. This is my carbon and all the 4 groups are different. So this is my chiral carbon and the molecule is my chiral molecule. The next point is a molecule having at least 2 chiral carbons and no symmetry, then it will be a chiral molecule. We will see this. COH, OH, H, H, OH, COH. Next we will see COH, OH, H, OH, H, COH. So here look at this carbon. All the 4 groups 1, 2, 3 and this whole are different. So this is my chiral. Look at this carbon. All 4 1, 2, 3 and this whole group is different. So this is my carbon. At least 2 groups. So 2 chiral carbon are present. Now you have to check the symmetry. So it is having a plane of symmetry. Means below half is equivalent to the upper half. So this is plane of symmetry is present. So it will be my a chiral molecule. A chiral molecule. Why? Because due to presence of plane of symmetry. Now look at this group, this molecule, this carbon 1, 2, 3 and 4 different. So chiral carbon 1, 2, 3 and this whole 4, this chiral molecule. But in this molecule there is no plane of symmetry, as the absence of plane of symmetry make this compound or molecule as a chiral molecule. Chiral molecule. Why? Due to absence of plane of symmetry. So if plane of symmetry is present, then it will be my a chiral molecule. If plane of symmetry is absent, then it will be my chiral molecule. The last topic is condition for optical activity, means which molecule will be optically active. The first is molecule should be chiral, which we have seen. What are chiral molecules? Or molecule should be unsymmetrical or disymmetrical. This also we have seen. The third point is non-superimposable mirror image. It means we will deal with chirality, which is also said to be handedness. I will explain you this. Suppose this is my mirror and in my hand here and another hand. So this hand, it is a mirror image of my this hand. Non-superimposable means if I will overlap this, so this will be my non-superimposable mirror image, provided it should be not lifted from the plane of the paper. So this is my non-superimposable mirror image. If a molecule has a non-superimposable mirror image, then it will be optically active. In other words, we can write example like A, mirror image A. So this is my superimposable mirror image. So this will be optically inactive. B. This is my non-superimposable mirror image. So this will be my optically active. Third example, O, alphabet O and O. This is superimposable. It will be again optically inactive. So this was about optical isomerism. Hope you have understood. If you have any doubt, then please write in the comment section. Thank you. If you find this video useful, then please subscribe and press the bell icon for latest updates.